Good afternoon. Good to see you. Were you surprised to hear that? Were you surprised to hear that the President of America has got better things to do on Coronation Day?
Yeah. No, not surprised at all, because we've not had ever an American president at a coronation. Now, I know that sounds daft when you think we've only actually had in modern times one coronation, i.e. the Queen Elizabeth, and that was the governor of California at that time and the Army Chief of Staff. So this time he's not coming. It's not a snub. He's going to probably send his wife, First Lady Jill, or the Vice President Camilla Harris, and I think either of them will be more than welcome.
If it isn't kind of tradition, and as you say, that one instance isn't in this century, isn't necessarily in the last century, isn't a long tradition as such, but why did they invite him? Would it just have been a very the unpolitical thing to do to not invite him?
It's protocol. You always invite the heads of state, and they themselves decide whether they can attend for whatever reason or not attend, and then it's down to them. As I understand it, the White House has been talking with the British Embassy in Washington over the last week or so about who is likely to attend, and that announcement will be made in the next, next 2 or 3 weeks, because we've got the coronation next month now. Yeah,
it's hurtling upon us, isn't it? But Charles, do you know if there'll be any other heads of other countries will be invited, and will there be again this strange dance? It's a bit, we've all experienced this with our own families, haven't we? When you go, we probably should invite them, and we'll just really hope they say no. Like, how many other prime ministers will be invited?
I'm just trying to make sure they don't sit next to Auntie Mary or whatever. Yes, I understand all that. I'm not sure exactly how many other nations will be invited, but the heads of other nations will be invited, or their representatives who are already in the UK at the various embassies. So we'll have to wait and see who takes up the offers of the invitations. Of course, we're still waiting, of course, for one of the key invitations to be accepted, and that is his own son, Harry and Meghan.
Absolutely. We're having a bit of a scaled down coronation celebration, aren't we, Charles, compared to what might have been planned were we not in the midst of an economic and cost of living sort of crisis at the moment?
I think that's part and parcel of why he wants to scale down. I mean, when the Queen had her coronation, it was a very, very extravagant affair. There was more than 8,000 people, witnessed the coronation. It's now being limited to 2,000, which apparently has put some of the noses out of various members of Parliament because they won't be there. So we've got 2,000, and it's going to be. People say it's going to be downscaled. It's a coronation. We're going to see a coronation, and for very many people, they will, about 75 to 80% of this country will have never seen a coronation and are unlikely to see another coronation after that, because if he goes on like his mother, it's going to be at least another 25 years.
Yes, of course, absolutely. Do you think that it's the weekend of the 5th of May, isn't it, Charles? I was trying to...
The 6th of May is a Saturday.
That's right. So that's when the coronation is on the 6th. And we've got an extra bank holiday, haven't we, that weekend as well?
Yes, we have. We have Monday. We have the Monday as the bank holiday. So there'll be all sorts of events up and down the country. Some councils, some people have applied for street party licenses and road closures. Some councils haven't bothered, or some people haven't bothered. It's really up to the people. You just said we're in the midst of an economic crisis, your cost of living, and people are guarding their pennies. But there is a celebration. People do want to mark the celebration that we have got, a new king. And the fact you're not going to have a party or blow up a balloon isn't going to cause anybody any great dramas, and nobody's going to feel snubbed or anything. It's just going to be a nice day, a nice weekend, given what we've gone through, everything else with Brexit, pandemics and all sorts, it's going to be nice to celebrate something good.
Absolutely. Bread and circuses. We like a bit of that in this country. Now, Camilla Tominey has written a really brilliant piece in The Telegraph, GB News' own Camilla Tominey, talking about the fact that Harry and Meghan have become the poster couple for work-shy Britain, because it was revealed via their Archwell Foundation that they only worked, I think it was like a couple of hours a month for the charity. They won't like this, Harry and Meghan. They want to be seen to be working hard and toiling for all of their philanthropic ambitions.
Well, I'm afraid Harry and Meghan are going to have to, accept the criticism that comes and has been coming. I mean, Camilla's piece is just the latest criticism of them. I mean, they're not a popular couple anymore. They're certainly not a popular couple in this country. And from what I'm hearing from America is the shine has gone off their popularity in America. And there is still this big worry that if Harry and Meghan do come, or just Harry, whether they may be booed, at the coronation. It'd be a pity because it's not their day. But the problem is, Bev, is that it's the coronation, and whether Harry and Meghan are there or not, that is the big story. That will be the big story. Why are they not coming? Why are they here? I mean, Harry was over here at the High Court, a few days ago. Charles never saw him because he was going to Germany. He was over in Norfolk when he first came. William never saw him. That shows you how divided this family is.
Yeah, absolutely. What did you make of King Charles's visit to Germany? I was on air on Thursday when he was doing his speech, part German, part English, part German, part English. It wasn't easy to broadcast, let me tell you that. But he looked like he was, he was enjoying himself. He's very relaxed, wasn't he there? He looked like he was having a lovely time.
The whole point of these visits is to foster good relations between the countries, between Britain and the country to which the king is visiting. And I think he did that very, very, very well. In particular, given that, we've gone through Brexit, part of his state visit to France was cancelled by the French because of the riots there. And I think the German people gave him and Camilla a fantastic welcome. A real great welcome. And it was nice to see him paying homage to his mother for, bringing the two warring factions together at the end of the war. And it was good to see him. He went out, he met the crowds, he laughed and shook hands. But this is his job. This is what he's there. It's a diplomatic job. He goes out there, and it's all about fostering good relations. And I should imagine that back at Buckingham Palace, Downing Street and Buckingham Palace, they would be very, very happy with the way things went.